Hey guys, it's Misty. I haven't got to do this in a little while, so I'm kind of looking forward to this video. I am going to do a pattern review. I'm going to be reviewing a pattern from one of our resident YouTube creators, and I'm super excited about this one. So, without further ado, bam, we are doing today the Cinnamon Stitches Jayda Collar with a twist. Okay, so as soon as I saw her do this pattern, my brain just clicked on an idea that I had I'm not going to, you know what? It's going to be a surprise. I'm going to surprise you with what we're making. Okay, so it is still the Jayda Collar. It is still Jennifer's pattern. But we are I'm going to make one tiny change. And I think it's going to really show how this pattern can be diversified. And really pretty in a lot of different ways. Okay, so stick with me. I know that in her video she used I think it was Premier Color Fusions, and then she also did she showed the tutorial in a Premier Rustic. All right. So, but I don't have any of that. She also suggested Premier Puzzle, which I can attest to the fact that Premier Puzzle is a grade A yarn. I haven't tried the Color Fusion, I haven't tried the Rustic, but I have tried the Puzzle, and I love it. So that is a very good yarn. If you want to try this out in that, I would highly recommend it. So what I'm using today, look at this. Can we just? Holy smokes, right? Oh, the colors in this. Oh, I just cannot. Look at that. All right. As soon as I saw that Jayda Collar, I was just like, yep, I know what I'm going to do. This is Yarn Bee Katarina. This color is Sunday Promenade. And it is just giving me every color feel I've ever had. It's just literally amazing. So, this yarn is a 3-weight. And it is recommended to use a 5mm crochet hook. Let me see if I have that. And Dave, can you reach me my 5mm? Yes. I think it's blue. Oh my God. Okay, so my husband just brought me my hook because I forgot it over by my chair, and he thinks he's a crochet superstar now. So I got a 5mm hook for this yarn, and whoop, she's rolling away, and she's like, no, come back, David. Literally. Okay, so this yarn comes 295 yards, and it is soft. It is, you know what it reminds me of? I'm sure it's reminding you of it too, is the Unforgettable Red Heart. I know I've got some of that floating around here, but honestly, the color in this is so vibrant. It's just really beautiful. Also, this yarn is, I've got some here in a ball. I don't want to tear this one apart. This is like double-stranded. And so what this yarn is doing, let me pull you in a little closer. What this yarn is doing is it's got 2 different strands, right, of 2 different colors. And so the variations change in a very mild way, so that no change up is too harsh, but yet we have these dramatic color changes that you kind of don't notice coming up on you. So it's really gorgeous. So that's what we're doing our Jayda Collar in. I thought that it would do the Jennifer's original with the color fusion. I thought that might do it proud in this. So that's where we're at with that today. As usual, when I do a pattern review, I want to start with the disclaimer of this video is not based on my pattern. This pattern is from Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. She created this, and I will not be showing the specifics of the pattern. Okay, that is not my content to share. What I am going to do is I'm going to link her video below so that you can go and watch her video and get that pattern from her. I will be talking about some of the transitions that I'm making and some instruction on some of the things I'm doing as I move through the pattern. And then at the end, I'll be giving my review of what I think of the pattern based on how easy it is to use, how diverse it is, the way it works up, etc., etc., and my basic overall opinion of the pattern. So that being said, let's get started. Okay, so in her pattern, she said that we're working, and I will say this much, we are working with sets of 6 stitches. Okay, so she did 66 on hers. She also said that you can start the pattern in one of 2 ways. You can either do a chainless foundation, or you can do a chain and then put your stitches into the chain. On the original one, she said she used a chainless foundation, and on the pattern that she did on camera, she did a chain. So I am going to be using a chainless foundation, and the reason I'm going to do it is because I like the amount of stretch that it gives you, which I'm sure is the reason that she did it on that first collar that she did. It just gives just a little bit more spring than a chain does. The downside is, honestly, it's just not as enjoyable to make. So we're just going to start by making our regular slip knot. Okay, so I have done 24 stitches on my chainless foundation here, and now we are going to join. Now I know that you must be thinking that is not the size of a collar, and no, it isn't, but we'll get there. And now we're ready to go. So our first section here, I'm going to take this in parts. So we've got a first section and a second section. We've got about 6 rows where we're going to be maintaining this same size stitch, and she starts out with a half double crochet. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start making my half double crochets in all the stitches, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the whole first section of all the different stitches that are in rows 1 through 6, and then I'm going to meet you back here right before the increase. Alright, so here I am after the first 6 rounds of my Jayda collar. So as you can see, it is smaller. I promise it's going to be something so amazing. If you would like to make yourself a little surprise and go along with me here with this sizing, you can chain 24 to start, and just follow along with Jennifer on the Jayda collar, and follow that pattern on down to the end till you see where we're going. But right now I have about 8 more rows to go. I'm getting ready to start my increase rounds, and so I am going to, let me see, what is our next? I've got the pattern written down here. Yeah, I'm starting an increase, so I'm going to be doing some double crochets on increase round, and then I've got a few more rows to go. This pattern goes to the 14th round. So I'm getting ready to start round 7. I'm going to go ahead and follow along with Jennifer through my increases. And when I come back, I will bring what I've created with me, and you can see what I did with this pattern. Stick around. Back. Alright, so I am back. Here are the first half of the pattern of the Jayda Collar that I did. As you can see, I did these 6 rows, and then I did my increase stitches. And I know this is super tiny, right? Because it's super tiny, I thought I better do it twice. So I did it again. Now I have 2 super tiny Jayda Collars. So I decided when I did my increases, boom, ba-da, bam. Do you love it? Okay, so here's what I've done. Years ago, I started making what I call Victorian Cuffs, and basically what they are is I just do different patterns and create these cuffs that could go with my coats or whatever, because I love all things Victorian. So as soon as I saw this Jayda Collar, I thought, oh my God, that would make an amazing Victorian cuff. So I worked up 2 of them. I'm going to show you what they look like when they're on. I did 24. I did a 24 stitch count, and I have to squeeze them over. That's the reason I wanted to do this chainless foundation. But honestly, I'm going to probably make another pair of them, and I'm probably not going to do the chainless foundation. I'm probably just going to do the regular chain. But I'll show you how they work with your clothes. I'm not wearing like the greatest outfit for it today. I've got my I got my gray hoodie on because I'm in a dark place. It's called Maine in early spring. So basically you put them up under your jacket sleeves or your coat sleeves, and let me scoot you out, and this is what you end up with. And I love them. They are, and see, basically it's like fingerless gloves, but they're just cuffs, and you can just put them on and wear them and be adorable. And the Jayda Collar worked out so cute, I think, as Victorian cuffs. So let's just talk about the pattern. Okay, so I did make a couple of little adjustments, and basically I truly feel that the only reason I was adjusting is because they were my cuffs were a lot smaller than what her intended pattern was for. So I did, even though I used a stitch count of 6, I found a couple of places where I just needed to like add a double crochet because I was coming up short on my stitches, or this set right here, I was supposed to do every 4 stitches, and I ended up doing them every 3 stitches, basically because when I got around doing them every 4th, I just wasn't meeting up. It kind of met up at a weird place, and so I just thought, well, I'll just do them every 3rd, and I really honestly felt like that was sort of the spirit of Jennifer's pattern in the first place. She is often saying, you know, if it's not quite right on, just, you know, make it work. And so that's what I did. I just made it work for me. I just followed her advice. And so in my opinion, her pattern plus her advice, plus taking it in the spirit of just this liveliness, Honestly, are these not just the cutest? I think it might be my new favorite fashion item that I've made myself lately. I love it. I love it. I love it. I never give stitch marker numbers when I review patterns because you're not talking about a yarn or a hook or something. You're not talking about a thing. When you're talking about a pattern, you're talking about something that another person wrote and put their heart into, and that they have a personal connection to. So I don't think you can put a number on that, and I don't like to do that. If I were giving out stitch markers, this one would be pretty high though, because honestly, do you not love it? I'm so happy. I just want to wear them everywhere now, and I don't care what anybody thinks about it because they are gorgeous. Okay, so that's me in the Jayda Collar. I'm going to encourage you to go over to Jennifer's channel, go over to Cinnamon Stitches. I'm linking it down below. I decided to make it in cuffs just because that was the creative spark that the pattern gave me. And I think that's really what patterns are intended to do. I mean, we see something and we're like, oh yeah, that yarn that I found would be so great with that, or that pattern would be really cute if I sized it down and did this other thing. And I think that's just the beauty of getting to see what other people create. It really inspires us to turn around and do the same and do something more with the things that we have to work with. So I just want to thank Cinnamon Stitches for the pattern. I think it's beautiful. I would encourage you guys to go over there. You can make it as a collar or a cowl, or you can size it down like I did and make these little adorable Victorian cuffs. And so that's going to be all from me on Cinnamon Stitches Jayda Collar. Great day. Great job. Loved it. Super fun. Plan on doing it some more. Alright guys, go out and do something you love today. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Until next time. Bye-bye.